Hi everyone, it's time I finally did something about this hooding above my eyes, and with a 4-month-old at home I'm still breastfeeding, so my options are limited. Luckily I have found a procedure I can have with a local anaesthetic, and that's an upper blepharoplasty. And my blepharoplasty is going to be done with a radiofrequency device called a Pelleve device. And how it works is it makes tiny little holes along the natural crease of your eyelid, and then all these tiny little holes sort of merge into one, so it ends up becoming like a laser cut. And apparently I have seen this device already, and I've seen the attachment that goes onto the device where it apparently allows trained surgeons to do really fine procedures. It looks like a pen actually, and it can cut almost like a laser or a scalpel really. So it's going to be interesting to see how this compares to a scalpel blepharoplasty. But I'm really looking forward to having it done, because even though the hooding isn't too bad, it still does just annoy me with the sagging skin obviously, and I can't get a good makeup line. If I try and put eyeshadow on, it'll just colour the top of my eyelid. And also when I put sunscreen on, it then runs into my eyes, so that's annoying as well. And plus it just makes me look older and more tired and sterner than I really feel as well. So I think having it done will just be a really good refresher. So I'm very excited to get it done, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to seeing the results. So we're going to take some before and after shots. Here's a little one, he's woken up, hi. And we'll have a look, and I am hopeful of a pretty good result. So yeah, looking forward to it. Hi. Say hello. I'm a bit nervous but very excited to be getting it done today. There are other cosmetic procedures you can do to lift hooded eyes, such as laser, plasma fibroblast, even HIFU can help lift hooded eyes. But to be honest, when you've got this level of sagging skin here, a surgical blepharoplasty is really the best way to go.
Are you nervous or excited?
I'm both actually. I am excited to get it done, definitely.
Yeah.
But yes, I am nervous. I remember at the pre-admission appointment, so you have an appointment where you go in and they discuss whether you're a good candidate for the procedure or not.
Yeah.
So I went in there to have that discussion, and it was really good actually. I was shown before and after photos of the procedure, and they looked really impressive, and I was very happy about it.
Yeah.
And I was shown the device, so that's at the point they showed me the actual device. I saw the little pen-like attachment that goes onto the Pelleve machine, and it was very reassuring. And they spoke a little bit about the aftercare, but I'll have better instructions after the procedure.
Yeah, they'll tell you more today.
But they did say, because I was saying I'm really looking forward to having it done, and they said people do need a little bit of reassurance, because even though it's a very low risk procedure, it is still your eye, your eyes.
Oh, for sure.
they're still working
Very
on your eyelid.
Part of your body.
Yes, so they're still working on your eyelids. So yes, I am nervous.
Yeah.
I am a bit nervous.
No, you'll be fine.
I'm about to head in now. I am nervous. It is a minor procedure, but still a surgical procedure. They are working on this delicate area above the eyes after all. And the doctor will be making those cuts here along the natural creases, and then removing the excess skin and then stitching it up afterwards. So hopefully the procedure will only take an hour or so, and we'll be able to show you exactly what my eyes look like as soon as I'm back in the car. So wish me luck. Wow, I can already see a difference. I just had to use the loo in the medical centre just before I came back to the car, and I can already see a difference. I'm so thrilled. Like, you can actually see he's opened up my eyes. So the actual procedure itself, so he did inject local anaesthetic into my eyelids, and once the local was in there, then it's fine. You do feel with the Pelleve device, because it is that radiofrequency device that does make that little cut or the cut across, you do feel some heat and you do feel some pressure, but look, it was fine. Honestly, it was really fine. So he did the cuts, and then what he does is once the cuts are done, the doctor then asked me to look at his hands. So then there was a bright light shining on me as he was doing the surgical procedure, obviously. And so then once that those 2 cuts and the excess skin had been removed, he said, just look at my hands. And so I had to open my eyes and just look at my hands, which was nervy because I knew that there was a raw area there and that skin had been removed. So it was a little bit scary then at that point, opening my eyes, but it didn't hurt at all. So I opened my eyes, looked at his hands. He then assesses whether enough skin's come off. I'm a real bleeder. They did say that they've never seen anyone bleed as much as I bled. So they were having to do quite a lot of cauterization during the procedure just to keep stopping the bleeding. I've been given a pack that I'll unpack at home with some gauze and ice. Aftercare, I've been told to just keep ice packs on it constantly. They said keep ice packs on it for 8 hours today. So lucky my 4-month-old is in daycare today. But anyway, I'm just really excited. So the procedure itself, look, it was fine. I mean, it's a little bit uncomfortable with the heat, and yes, it was nervy. I was given a squeeze ball to squeeze during the procedure, and you can smell a little bit of the burning flesh, a little bit like a plasma fibroblast, or look, even a Tixel procedure, you can smell a little bit of that burning flesh that smells a little bit like your hair being singed with a flame, or a little match or something. So you can smell it a bit. You can hear the machine working as it's sort of cauterizing your skin and cutting your skin, but it's fine. Every time I was nervous, I was just squeezing the squeeze ball and thinking, no, it's fine, and didn't take long at all. So then he stitched it up, and that was also fine. It didn't take too long, and now I've got the steri strips over it, so you can probably see steri strips are over the actual wound there. And I've got a script for an antibacterial cream to now put on it starting tomorrow, and the stitches will come out in a week's time. So let's go home. I'm going to put some ice packs on my eyes now, but yeah, I'm just genuinely thrilled to have had that done, and I'm very happy with the initial result that I did see in the bathroom mirror already. So my eyes are starting to hurt a little bit as I blink now, because I think the local anaesthetic is starting to wear off.
Yeah, it would be by now.
They don't use too much, but so every time I blink it's like, yeah, I can feel something's been done. So I'm looking forward to going home and just popping those ice packs on.
Yeah.
Now that I'm home, the first thing I'm going to do is look at this aftercare pack that I've been given. So here's the script I need to fill for the antibacterial eye ointment that I'm going to be putting on. I can actually take my hat off too now that I'm home. Just pop that there. And I've been given some scar ointment. So I've been told to put this on my eyelids after the stitches come out. So that won't be needed for another week, because the stitches, I've made an appointment, the stitches are coming out in 1 week's time, so next Tuesday. I've got gauze here. I've got some, these are the little samples I was given for some, they're skin cleansers and night moisturisers, so that's exciting. I love samples. I was just given these little samples. And here's some saline drops that they said, because after a blepharoplasty, with the swelling that they're expecting I will have, because I bled a lot, your lids can sometimes not fully close for the first couple of nights just because they're so puffy and swollen. So if your eyes get dry, they've given me some saline drops to put into my eyes to just keep them moisturised. I've been given this to protect my pillow tonight, so it's to be put on my pillow just in case there's some more bleeding, which there might be, given I'm a bleeder. I've got aftercare instructions here that have been printed off, so that's good. I'll keep these close by. More gauze. Ice pack. So I'll put this in the freezer immediately, so I'll do that actually now. And I've also been given these 2 little individual ice packs. So the nurse gave me a good hint. She said, because these are 2 little individual ones, to tape these together at a diagonal here. So if you put a little bit of tape here, then they can sit on your eye like this. So that'll be easier. So these go in the freezer now. And what else is here? Just the other skincare sample and more saline drops. So lots of these, lots of gauze. She said you might need a bit of gauze if you do bleed a bit. So that's exciting, getting this little aftercare pack. These are going straight into the freezer now, so hopefully I'll be, and I do have some ice packs in the freezer already prepared, so we'll be able to use these ones first, while these ones, whoops, freeze. So we'll pop these in. And these are already cold. Okay, I know these look really red and raw, but they really don't feel too bad at all. I've been so pleasantly surprised. I expected to get up this morning, my eyes really swollen, but even the night was way more comfortable than I feared. So what I did last night is when I went to bed, I did sleep on my back like they told me to, but normally I can't fall asleep on my back. So I had the large ice pack over my eyes, and I just thought I'll just lie here for 20 minutes or so and see how I go. By some miracle, I did fall asleep, so I would have slept solidly for probably a good 3.5 hours with that big ice pack over both eyes. And when I did wake up in the night, I remember immediately thinking, oh, how swollen are they? I blinked, they absolutely felt fine. My eyes didn't even feel dry, so I haven't had to use the saline drips. And the lids, because the lids closed appropriately. Like I was warned that if I do get really bad swelling, they may not close properly. But no, they closed properly, it was all good. I took the ice pack off at that point. I did try to lie back down on my back, couldn't get back to sleep again. So then I was on my side, and this was on my pillow, so this was the pillow protector. You can see there's hardly been any bleeding, and I don't even think this was fresh blood. I think it's just some old blood that then just rubbed off on my pillow as I was tossing and turning. But really pleasantly surprised with this healing. I've had worse swelling from CO2 laser when I've had laser around my eyes. How are you going, love? You know, they've swollen up like golf balls, but nah, this was absolutely fine. And I have kept the area dry, so when I get in the shower, I just have the water running softly, and I've just used a face cloth on my forehead and cheeks. So I don't put my face into the shower stream. So last night, this morning, I'll probably still keep the area dry tonight, but I think by tomorrow morning I'll take the little steri strips off and then put antibacterial ointment on the wound line just to prevent infection. But look, honestly, and I'm so excited by the result. Like I look in the mirror and I can see that the doctor has definitely opened up my eyes more. It's already looking more refreshed, even though a little bit gory right now. And I do know they look red and raw, but they truly do not feel bad at all. I haven't even had to have any pain relief. So the nurse warned me, she said, oh, you might need to take Panadol or something. Haven't had any pain relief whatsoever. They're very comfortable. I can blink, move them around. It's all fine. So I'm just really thrilled, really pleasantly surprised that the healing has not been traumatic at all so far, and I'm very much looking forward to getting the stitches out. Another thing that's really helping with the healing is my red light therapy lamp. I'm a huge fan of red light therapy. It's got really good benefits for neurological disorders such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, and it's really great for skin too. It speeds up skin healing if you've got a wound like I do, and it helps your skin build up collagen too. So normally, as time allows looking after Spencer, I would try to use my red light therapy lamp about 3 times a week. But now that I'm healing from the Blepharoplasty, I'm going to be using this every day, probably for about 3 weeks at least, for 20 minutes a day.
The steri strip's been on for several days, so a good idea to loosen them up is to Wet them with some sterile saline on cotton balls. Just dab that on beforehand. Just get you to close your eyes. Steri strips are very fine. Okay, so just need to get the edge. Make sure the steri strip. And then pull with one direction and with the other finger, with the other hand, provide some counter traction to the tissue. The incision looks nice and clean, no bleeding. So that's one off. Just going to dab with the saline, just keep it closed again for a sec. Okay, you can open your eyes briefly if you want, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, so just need to close your eyes again. We're going to have to come around to the other side. In fact, I'll have to get to the edge of that steri strip. Okay, so same thing. Get the edge. This one's a bit longer, so a little bit easier to get hold of. Just gentle pulling, and with the other hand, provide some counter traction. Just nice and slow. Okay, once again, the incision site looks clean, no bleeding. Just give it a dab with the saline and then you can open your eyes and it's done.
That wasn't too bad. That actually didn't hurt too much at all. Like, it did sting a little bit. This side actually stung a little bit more as you pulled the steri strip off. But no, it wasn't too bad at all. And they look fine, do they? Like, there's no fresh bleeding? You didn't...
There's no fresh bleeding.
And it feels absolutely fine. So it's day 3 today, and the swelling has been so minimal, basically. Day 2 was absolutely fine as well, and I think it's great. It's definitely opened up my eyes. Yay, the stitches are out. So I've just come back out of the medical centre. I was so nervous when I got up this morning because I could see the skin was healing really well over the stitches, and I thought, oh, how's she going to get in there to get them out? But look, it was absolutely fine. Hardly hurt at all. I mean, it did pinch a little bit in the corner here where she used the stitch cutter because there was a little knot that she had to sort of cut through. But then before I knew it, she was dabbing the area with saline, and I said, is that it? And she said, yep, the stitches are out. So stitches are now out, which is something I was looking forward to, and they're really happy with the way the skin's healing, and so am I. I've been noticing every day when I've been looking at them in the mirror, they really are healing well. So it's still a little bit lumpy here, but that's totally normal, they said. Now I've got to use the Scarderma Scar Therapy Cream, so that's just going to, all the skin's going to heal up really nicely here. And the lines are just beautiful, and now when I put eyeshadow on, you're actually going to see that I'm wearing a bit of colour rather than the hooding skin covering it up. So I thank the doctor profusely. I think he's done an awesome job. And they also offer red light therapy for post-healing too, but I've got it at home, so I told them I'll just keep using that at home. So very excited to have the stitches out now. They feel really comfortable, healing up beautifully, and we'll come back to you in a few weeks' time so you can see the final result. Wow, see how well they've healed in such a short amount of time. It's nice to look in the mirror and see such a positive change. Even just getting my eyes done makes my whole face feel rejuvenated, and I don't think I look as tired as before. A definite advantage of getting a surgical cosmetic procedure done is that you can see an immediate positive effect. You often have to have multiple non-surgical cosmetic treatments before you see a difference, but with a surgical treatment, it's usually one and done. The recovery has been surprisingly painless for me, and this is just the beginning of the healing process. The skin around the scars will continue to tighten as new collagen is formed, and eventually the scars will just fade away to almost nothing. I'm really glad I got this procedure done, and I would highly recommend it to anyone. So I'm here with the hero who's done my eyes, Dr. Riaan Jeffery at Capri Medical Centre. I'm so glad I get the chance to say thank you so much for the job you've done on my eyes. And honestly, it does mean a lot. Like when you're, a mum at home, you have your baby and all that, just to do something to give yourself a refresher actually does mean a lot. So
Don't you happy?
I am. So I think you've done a brilliant job, and you're a master with the Pelleve device.
Yes, machine there.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
So just thank you. And do you see other women getting really happy and good results too?
I think now and then I have to do a bit of a trim here and there, but most people are pretty happy.
Yeah, and the healing has been perfect.
That's
So
it.
just thank you so very much.
Thanks a lot.